Reflections in a Glass of Wine. A writer rides an emotional roller coaster if he or she is worth the salt. Simply no one will ever read anything you've written if you are a bowl of Quaker oats with all Splenda and no apples. You've simply got to experience life if you're going to write about life. The two go hand in hand. It helps enormously if you get drunk. Not stay drunk, but just go there and come home. Don't drive yourself. That's folly. Just go there and get back safely. We all have ups and downs. Writers have catastrophic cascades of emotional disaster. It's almost bipolar if you buy into that sort of nonsense, which I don't. But it helps if you can string words together and spell. Understanding proper grammar is no longer required since proper English was pushed by the wayside long ago by the hip-hop generation. And all of that being said, you simply must seize upon some subject of general interest to at least some portion of the population. I never write about sex because I tend to choose subjects that I know something about. I like politics because no one really knows anything about it, and almost everyone has an opinion. And political opinions are like religious opinions. Profound, but you're never empirically sound. Like dice in a cup, lots of noise, but you really never know what's going to come out. Then, of course, there's loss. And loss is a biggie. The more wine you drink, the more profound it becomes. And you'll cry like a baby over an ex-wife and totally forget the party you threw when she left. Divorces are like that. You're so absolutely sure that the freedom to run amok will be a pot of gold until you stand back in snake amazement, realizing that your ex is the only person on the planet that would put up with you, and now you no longer have her, and she owns half of you. Another reflection in a glass of wine. The loss of children is always good. Grandchildren are much better. Grandchildren are far enough removed that they don't tend to form abrasive opinions, and they'll forgive you for almost all of your sins. That, and when they finally do get on your nerves, you can always send them home. In my exile, I acquired a dog. Dogs are fantastic creatures. Unconditional love and total forgiveness. And if you do not believe that, lock your wife and your dog in the trunk of your car and give it an hour, come back and open the trunk and see who's happy to see you. By the time the wine runs out, you should have run the course of all human emotion. At that point, you take the dog and go to bed. It's always nice if you remove your clothing. However, after reflections in a glass of wine, that's not necessarily a hard, fast rule. I mean, face it, you've been looking for meaningful images in a glass of Merlot. Waking up alone is a bit stressful, but the dog having the potty usually takes care of that. Do housebreak the dog, and try not to have a large dog because during the training period, the mess does not mix with a hangover very well. If you obey the rules, you may come up with something that you will write that at least 10 or 12 other drunks out there may read, and you may become another Hemingway. All except the shotgun thing at the end, that sucked.